So students, now we will move on to the most important part of the organic chemistry, that is nomenclature. What do you mean by nomenclature? It is nothing but naming. So if you are given a structure, you should be able to name it. So in this, we will study step by step how to name a compound. Of course, this is not the complete naming rules, but for your level, it is just a beginning. So let's see. Identify the number of carbon atoms in the compound. So first we should count the number of carbon atoms and write the root word. So what is the root word? Root words tells us that how many carbon atoms are there in a compound. So if there is one carbon atom, the root word is meth. If there are two carbon atoms, the root word is eth. So on. For 3 it's prop, and 4 it's buta, for 5 penta, for 6 hexa, and for 8 octa. So we'll see these two examples of how we can name it. So first, what we are told to do here, we are told to count the number of carbon atoms. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what is the root word here? The root word should be buta. Buta. So here in the next compound, you can see one carbon atom, two carbon atom and three carbon atom. So if the root chain has three carbon atoms, then the root word becomes prop. So the answer should be prop. So by just telling the number of carbon atoms, you do not define a compound. You also should tell that there is a OH group here, and if there are any double bonds. Luckily, we don't have any double bonds. If there are no double bonds, we name the compound as butane, methane, ethane. So ANE is the suffix, or whatever the root word is there, we add ANE to it. So if there are no double bonds at all, we add, for meth, we add ANE and it becomes methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane and octane. So it becomes butane. The compound is ready. Now you can see that it is butane. And if you name this propane, you are probably wrong. That how to name the functional groups, that we will study in the next slide.
Give your imagination wings. If you're willing to write something, what are you waiting for? Share your ideas and thoughts. Let your ideas reach out to millions. Get your articles published through our blogs for free.
So step 2, if in case you have a functional group, it is indicated in the name of the compound either with suffix or prefix. So here a small table is given. If the compound is haloalkane, if the functional group is haloalkane, what is haloalkane? That is if there is chlorine present, bromine present, iodine present, so it becomes a halogen present in the compound. So we will add a prefix to it. So if you have chlorine or bromine or iodine in the compound, we add chloro, bromo or iodo if iodine is present. So this particular compound, you can see here, this particular compound becomes. So again we will see how many number of carbon atoms. There are 3 carbon atoms. So the root words become propane. So if there are no say double bonds, it is a saturated compound, then we call it propane, ANE. And we need to add the prefix to it. What is prefix? Prefix is something which we add before the word, and suffix is something which we add after the word. So now we have seen here chlorine atom is present. So we will name the compound as chloropropane. You can see here. Okay. In the similar manner, everything is same, but bromine is present. So we will name the compound bromopropane. All right. And now we will come to the functional groups such as alcohol, aldehyde, ketone, and carboxylic acid. So these are the major functional groups which we find in the nature. So for all these things, we add suffix. Only for haloalkane, we are adding prefix. So what suffix do you add? If alcohol is present, what is alcohol, students? Alcohol is OH. If OH group is present, we add OL. Instead of A, we'll remove the A and we will add OL. So we have 3 carbon atoms again, the root words become prop. You can see here, and all, propanol, propanol. So aldehyde, what is aldehyde? Aldehyde is compounds containing CHO group. Okay. And for that we will add Al, propanol. You can see here. This table is pretty simple. So for ketone, we add ONE instead of A. So it becomes propanon. And carboxylic acid. What is carboxylic acid, students? It is COOH. This is carboxylic acid. So we add the suffix called as oic acid, OIC acid. So it becomes propanoic acid. So here you can see there is the third rule given here. If the name of the functional group is given as suffix, so we have 4 suffixes here, and the suffix of the functional group begins with the vowel. So let's see how many of these begins with the vowel. O is a vowel, A is a vowel, O is a vowel, and also the O is vowel. So all of these begin with a vowel. So we replace it with the final whatever propane and butane, whatever we are completing the sentence, we will remove the E and we will add the functional group as the prefix. So next we will see the fourth. What now we have seen the compounds which have single bonds. But what if the carbon chain is unsaturated? That is, it has double bonds or triple bonds. So it is very simple. As we did the final ANE, such as methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, all becomes propene. Okay. If there is a double bond present, it becomes ENE. And if there is a triple bond present, it becomes YNE, propine or butane, for example. You can see here. So we'll try to name this compound right here. First, study the number of carbon atoms. 1, 2. So what does the table say we should name it? We should name it ethane. Okay. Ethane. And now we will see what is the functional group present. The functional group present is bromine. So it becomes bromoethane. So you can figure it out easily in this black sketch. Bromo, ethene, sorry, ethane. When would it become ethene? If the compound had double bonds. So here, this compound, can you name this compound? Yes, you can see count the number of carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are 6 carbon atoms. So what do we name what is the root word of the compound? It is hexa. Let's see here. Hexa. Is there a double bond or a triple bond? Yes, it is right here. So what do we name the compound? It is hexyne. We will remove the final A. We can remove it and make it YNE, hexyne. So this is the name of the compound.
Register today at KLM Institute for free online classes, revisions, doubt clearance, private online and offline classes, Olympiad exams, and win prizes, scholarships, and much more.
So we learned how to name a compound. But if you are given a name, can you write its structure? Of course you can. So you know that bromo is a functional group. So let's fill it later. Now we will check the root word, bromopentane. So pentane says that it has 5 carbon atoms. So first we'll draw 5 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We will add single bond to it. Okay. And we will try to fill the vacancies with hydrogen. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are the number of hydrogen atoms. But we need to add bromo. So we will remove one of the H and we will add bromine atom here, Br. So this is bromopentane. So can you write ethanoic acid? Okay, let's do this one because it has a suffix as a functional group. So ethanoic acid, which says that it has only 2 carbon atoms. So we'll write 2 carbon atoms. Okay. And oic acid means it is a carboxylic group. So we can just write OOH. So this is the not complete structure. Of course, you have to fill this carbon atom H, H, and H. CH3, COOH is the formula for ethanoic acid. You can also, you should know this, you can also write it as CH3, COOH. You can write it like this so that you know it's ethanoic acid. And try this at home. Try to name this compounds at home. So I'll just show you one. So now you know that there is one carbon atom. So we can write meth as the root word. And you cannot see any other carbon atom. So it should be a single bond. So it becomes, let's take a lighter shade. Meth, methane, it becomes methane. So now we have a functional group known as OH. So what is the suffix for OH? Check the table and it would be methanol. OL should be added instead of E. So methanol is the name of this compound. Methanol. Instead of E here we write OL. You can see here. So try to name all these compounds. It will be a fun thing to do. So organic chemistry is very fun, students. Some people find it tough because their basics are not strong. So try to name as many compounds as you can and write as many structures as you can right now.